Welcome, everybody, to the Let's Get Critical podcast, hosted by your favorite band, Frantic Romantic. We're musicians, we're friends, we're buddies. We like to write music and then play it and then record it and then give it to you. But we all
accessories, yeah.
Yeah, and then but we also like other people's music sometimes. Only sometimes.
Only sometimes.
Yeah, and we use this podcast. This podcast is a hotbed for friendship. All right, it's a we're turning up the heat on our friendship here and talking about all kinds of things. Today, I am joined with my two good buddies here,
Ruben and
Zeke Zero.
Yeah. And today we're going to talk about something that's way outside of our wheelhouse, which is exciting. I want to give a little bit of context to this because it was technically my pick. Now, I have a wife, and she is very much into K-pop music and very much into taking K-pop classes, dance classes. So I've been exposed to a lot of K-pop. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm a huge fan of K-pop. Don't kill me, but it's interesting because there's components that are very different from, I think, what we're used to, right? And for Ruben and Zeke and I think a lot of our musical interests are in some folks getting together in a garage and writing some tunes and then making a career out of it, right? A lot of times with K-pop, I think probably maybe 100% of the time, these groups are organized, right? They're
selected, I guess.
Selected,
right?
yeah. And it's these groups of like anywhere from whatever 5 to 17 people in one group. There's a group called 17 that at one time had 17 people in it.
That's like X-Men, dude, you know?
Yeah. Now, interestingly enough, the group 17, I think, currently has 14 people in it. So I don't know how that works out. But there's a whole... a lot like kind of what culturally America went through around the turn of the millennium, where you had boy bands, right? And they get up there and they are probably lip syncing, but also dancing, right? And there's a very visual component to it all. And it's these groups are young, beautiful people, almost like dolls or action figure. It's very... Anyways, there's some stuff maybe I disagree with, right? But I wanted to have us review something that was way outside of our wheelhouse, and I think this is an interesting pick. I will say another thing about this it was hard to find something to review because a lot of times these groups are either just releasing singles or they're releasing EPs. There's not a huge emphasis on an album. There's much more emphasis on the song, which in our current music industry climate makes sense, right? Now, what we're reviewing today is an EP that came out in 2023. It's called Get Up, and it's the second album from a female group named NewJeans. When this first came out, it was supported by brands like Apple and, oddly enough, Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, wow.
That's a plus for me. I think that was cool.
Yeah. Some Gennady Tartakovsky homage there, right?
Yeah.
This sold almost 1.2 million units on the day that it was released and 1.6 million units in its first week. No track on this EP. This is an EP, by the way. No track on this EP is over like 2 minutes and 31 seconds. It's either 2 minutes and 31 seconds or less.
Yeah.
And the entire EP is 12 minutes long. Four of the tracks are co-written by someone named Erica de Cassier. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. She's a Portuguese singer, songwriter, producer that currently lives in Denmark. And I'll just say my personal feelings. I think the lyrics are geared towards a specific audience, and I think that's probably younger than three grizzled 30 to 40-year-old dudes.
Grizzled.
Yeah.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah.
But, this is very much like a teenage audience, I would say, maybe even like preteen audience.
Gen Alpha, I think, yeah.
Yep. And, I can tell just by, and I want to talk to you guys about this too, obviously. When I was listening to this, I could tell that there was something missing from just listening to it. Like you're not getting the whole experience by just the songs.
Yeah, you got to see them too, right? You got to see the components and the light show and everything else, Right, and there's an investment in the characters of the group, right? X-Men, man, I'm telling you,
it's very X-Men. Yeah. So with that said, I mean, you guys, I would love to hear your personal thoughts on this. Just your general thoughts.
For me, like I said, the Powerpuff Girl imagery thing was a plus. I thought that was used very well, especially on the artwork for this, where it has almost like an 8-bit component to it. Mm-hmm. I'm a sucker for that, man. I think that's really cool. And even though I'm not the demographic, it still appeals to me, Mm-hmm. I love the idea of like some of the effects they used. They had a lot of like detune melodies where you'd hear like things when they trail off, they almost sound like they glitch in the music. And I like stuff like that a lot too. Especially when you use it so tastefully,
Yeah.
And I think when I say tastefully, it's because these songs are very short, and that's why it works, I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess the last thing of my like thoughts of in general, like whatever first thoughts, I felt like I was playing Sega Genesis in 1993 when I was listening to this.
Dude, yeah, man. Yeah.
It gave me that vibe big time,
I think that's why I vibe to it, man.
I think so.
Yeah.
There's music out there, and I think a couple of the songs on this fall into this weird category that I don't feel like a lot of people are going to understand what I'm saying, but like Bomberman Hero for N64 had a very specific soundtrack. Mm-hmm. And when I hear stuff like this, it's very reminiscent of that specific game.
Dude, that game was fun. It's funny you brought that up, just thinking about it. I spent hours playing that game.
Yeah.
Well, for me, this was the last album I listened to on a list of
The Assignment, right?
Yeah. And I thought it was just another indie band, because NewJeans sound like Built to Spill or Rival Schools or something like that. So I thought it's an indie band. Mike must have picked this one. And then I check it out. I'm like, wait, do I have the right band? But I went all in and I heard it, and it was pretty quick. It was a really quick, short EP. I'm not familiar with K-pop at all. It's one genre I haven't delved into, and I get it. It's written for a certain audience, and listening to it, I could see why it sells. It's very fun and catchy music, and for somebody, because I like all types of music, and I'll give all types of music a chance. So I didn't hate it, and but it would be kind of weird for me to be rolling down the street, bumping this on, in my car. But I get it why people listen to it. You could play this in a coffee shop or something, or like a Comic-Con. I guess I could see this type of music being played in the background to sell items. But yeah, it's geared to a certain audience, and I think it does well for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's funny, man. I just one last thing before we hop into our picks here, but as I was sort of mentioning before, there's such a with these groups, there's such an emphasis on who the members are and like their specific flavor in the group, right?
Yeah.
And there's a ton of like K-pop merchandise where it's like, I like this person in the group, and there's like posters and like cards and whatever you can think of, right? And over the last few months, I thought, how interesting would it be if I took the music that I like,
I did that, yeah,
and made some sort of product around it that sort of glamorizes it in the same way that K-pop does. And then the thing that I just visually narrowed it down to was like having a trading card with Kim Thale on it. Thile, sorry.
Yeah.
Just having like a trading card with Kim Thile on it. So, one of these days, maybe I'll just sell grunge trading cards. I
mean, like I keep saying, it's like it's totally the same marketing strategy as like comics with like the comic cards, which were a thing that we remember, the Dragon Ball Z cards,
right?
It's getting people to buy in with things that they can see in each one of those characters,
right?
Imagine if we market ourselves like that, right?
Yeah,
we could, yeah.
Rube Walker, action figure. You got Michael Kerosene over here.
Yeah, we could do that. Marcelo
the fellow.
Yeah.
His action figure will be sold out like right away,
He'd have a kung fu grip.
Yeah.
Tight.
I think he is the fan favorite. I think he's the media darling.
I think so.
So
he'd have like a political hat on, interchangeable.
Interchangeable.
Whatever party you go for, interchangeable. I don't think he'll like that personally, but it'd be cool.
Yeah,
it's for the fans, not for him.
It's for the fans.
I mean, nowadays you can design this stuff. You can 3D print it over at the library in a lot of cases. It would be easy for us to make the frantic romantic trading card, action figures.
Yeah.
Get Todd McFarlane in there to design them.
Design them, yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick. I'll have some.
You could put yours against the Fred Durst one,
Yeah. Just you guys. Well,
Fred
speaking
Durst.
of which, because there was supposed to be that boxing match between Fred Durst and Scott Stapp.
I remember
happened to that?
Yeah.
It just fizzled out so Scott Stapp was the one that was like, hey, let's box.
I need my career back, right?
No. At that time, he was
top, right? Yeah.
Oh, this was a while ago.
because they were on tour together. This was back in like the year 2000, probably.
Yeah.
And I think Limp Bizkit was opening for Creed, which wow,
Yeah,
how
it's
that-
crazy,
Yeah.
and Fred Durst, Mr. Limp Bizkit himself,
Mr. Biscuit.
was talking shit on Scott Stapp. And so when Creed came out, Scott Stapp was like, hey, Limp Bizkit, Mr. Limp.
Mr. Chocolate Water.
Yeah. I challenge you to a boxing match.
It wasn't the guy from The Mummy. Didn't he have a podcast called Talking Shit too?
He did, yeah.
He did, yeah.
Yeah. But back then,
Brendan Fraser, right?
in the 1930s,
Yeah.
podcast.
It was just the radio. The old radio.
Yeah.
AM radio.
Oh man.
Man.
Yeah.
Should we go further with that? No.
No.
We will. One of these days we will. We'll edge towards being more
Living on the Edge.
Yeah.
A nice little Aerosmith.
Yeah.
That was a good song.
Yeah, I like the little lizard guy that pops out in the music video. Watch it, you'll see.
But with K-pop, honestly, it's such a complete package, right?
Yeah.
And other genres of music could maybe take a little page from that book. You know what I'm saying?
It's marketing, dude. It's fucking great marketing.
Yeah, it's
I mean, there's Kiss, but
Well, they had a lunchbox. They had a cartoon cameo, a bunch of cartoon cameos.
They had action figures.
They had action
I'm
figures.
fairly certain Todd McFarlane actually designed their action figures.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, they cornered that whole thing.
They had those old school, what are they, the asbestos filled costumes for Halloween with the mask that suffocates
no,
you know?
man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they had those.
yeah.
Well, I had a Sinead O'Connor lunchbox, man. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
A
Damn.
little too abstract there, man. Damn.
It would have been cool if I did, though.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know, she. I would just be surprised. That's
I had a
all.
Chris Christopherson lunchbox.
Oh, man.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just recently too. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. On that sad note, why don't we talk about our bottom 3 tracks for this 6-track EP?
Cool. Yeah, I'll start. Because it was your pick, right? So
Go for it, Ruben.
for me, I think this made my bottom 3 because it was a fucking earworm that I would be just randomly like humming around the house. I'm like, oh man, it's fucking Super Shy.
Oh yeah.
It's a fucking earworm, big time, man. How it gets stuck in your head. I mean, it obviously.
But you hate
it. No, I don't. But it's like when you get the Mentos song stuck in your head. You know, do you know what I mean? I don't want to get sued, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that was a great song, though.
Super Shy.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
shy, man. But I feel you. For me, it's gonna be ETA, right?
Wow.
Because I'm always late to things, and it just reminded me how I'm always late to things.
What?
So
It was really personal.
I was late to the filming of this, man. So I'm sorry, fellas. You know, but as far as like, it's the lyrics, they're a little too repetitive, and there's no much imagination to it. Which much of the songs are like that on this album, but I guess they're like that so they could get stuck in your head, right?
Earworms.
And it was ETA for me.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see how that pans out,
That's,
Yeah.
buddy.
Pan's Labyrinth.
See how that pans out, buddy.
God damn,
Buddy, old pal.
damn you for making me big, though. You know, I just
For me, my we'll just say my 4th favorite song, right? If that makes sense. So there's the song Get Up, and it's 36 seconds long, and it's like, it's cool, but it's like 36 seconds long, and you're just like, okay, cool. That was like a fart in the wind, basically. That was just a fart in the, like,
damn. It's a shot in the dark.
yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I don't know if it qualifies as a song,
Right.
but you know.
Yeah, I'll discuss that on my list at some point too.
It's on my
Yeah,
list
it's
too.
on my
but
list,
we're
too.
definitely
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
talk
obviously,
about
all these
that.
songs are going to be on our list, right?
Yeah.
One end of the spectrum. Let's see. For me, ETA was another one that was on my list too. I think there just wasn't enough variety with the lyrics, but given that it's such a short song, how much can you really do, right?
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. I mean, that song was probably, I don't remember the lengths of the songs, but I know a few of them were like a minute long.
It was like 1:10, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like you said everything you needed to say in like the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like the moment you start getting into it, it
Next one.
kind of just, yeah.
True.
It's kind of like, I mean, they say that that's what's happened to our society in general because of our attention spans.
Oh, yeah.
Since everything's so readily available with cell phones and with streaming. So
I think, I mean, and this has been said by plenty of people that, stuff like TikTok, right? It's sort of like ruined everybody's patience.
yeah.
Right. People either want to see something for 6 seconds or they want to see something for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. So.
My next one is gonna be ASAP, right? Because whenever I'm late, people be like, "Well, you gotta make it ASAP," you know. So that was on my list. Just sorry, man, that was a dad joke. It wasn't funny. You know what? It could have it could have been cut from the whole EP because I wasn't really digging that song at all.
Yeah.
It was too cutesy. I'm not gonna lie, but like I said, this album wasn't geared
Towards your demographic.
This
right.
gruffy. Was it gruffy or was it
grizzled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this grizzled old man.
Do you eat the was it the gristle?
Yeah.
Do you eat the gristle
nervio.
off the meat?
The nervio.
Yeah, actually I do.
That's the test.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Damn.
You're grizzled.
You're grizzled. Yep.
No.
I don't.
You don't?
I don't, man. I've never.
Me neither.
Actually, I've never been able to.
I kind of force it.
Yeah?
I don't want to spit it out or anything. So
You get a
good.
napkin and you just put it up to your.
I don't want to though. That's the thing. I'm like, well, it's already in there.
Make it look like you're wiping your mouth and you just make it disappear.
I used to, but sometimes there's so much of it that I don't want to be all awkward.
And you put it in your pocket
No,
later
yeah.
on. It's just there. And you're like, oh shit.
Oh,
I forgot
man,
about
yeah.
that collection of nervio.
No, I just eat it. It's easier that way for me.
Yeah.
It's like Danny DeVito with the sausage pocket, you know,
You just
Oh,
eat it
yeah.
in your
Yeah.
pocket.
so you could bite it anytime, you know.
It's a good idea. It's a
Good
great idea. Yeah.
It's like kitten mittens. Yeah.
Cool. So that was your
Second.
least.
ASAP.
Yeah.
Okay. My second pick, and I guess this would be my fifth favorite track off the album, is Cool With You. The hook doesn't quite do it for me. And this is going to be singer snobbery.
No.
When she's holding that note, it kind of waffles a bit.
Fluctuates,
It
yeah.
kind of waffles a bit. And I'm just like, just if you can't do it, just auto tune it or something. I don't know, man. There's just something really weak about that elongated note. And
Yeah.
I hate to be an asshole or a snob or whatever.
But you figured they would have
just-
fixed that in post, right?
Yeah. Why?
Or something,
Yeah.
or something, yeah. Or, double it, right? Just do a double track of it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's just like slightly like.
Do a J-Lo and get
You
somebody
know?
else that kind of sounds like you to sing it.
Did that
Hot
happen?
take? Hot take?
Did that happen?
No comment.
No, I mean, if we're gonna really talk about it. No. Supposedly there's a woman that came out, right? And you hear her singing, and it's almost like
What you
kinda-
hear on the record.
What you
Wow.
hear, and you're like, whoa. What kind
Yeah, I
of
mean, her
sense?
followers aren't like Swifties. Why am I being timid here, right?
Yeah, well, that's true, man. Well, they say that J-Lo's on her way because of the whole Diddy thing, so she's on her way to being canceled too. So I don't know, man.
Oh, man.
Everything is like breaking down.
The whole grid.
The veil is being
I hope
Yeah.
they don't find anything on Keanu Reeves, man, because he's my favorite actor, to be honest. Like,
I don't think Keanu Reeves.
he didn't seem like he would.
Yeah,
But we thought about Kevin Spacey being that way too. No,
He always gave
Kevin
me a vibe.
Spacey- yeah,
he always
it's
gave
like-
me a vibe, dude.
Are we really surprised?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen Seven.
Who is
Yeah,
Kaiser
exactly.
Sosa, right?
So yeah,
And like House of Cards. I'm
that
like,
was so ruined for me.
What?
Fucking that ending.
Somebody told you about it?
They walk in when I'm watching it. He's Kaiser Sosa. Like, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? You really gonna do that to me?
and for the people at home, we just spoiled it for
For
you.
you. Well, who cares? That movie's like 30 years old.
Yeah.
You even see it by now.
Yeah.
Boo on you.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And I think this is our least favorite on the EP now, right? And this is where
Yeah.
we're at.
Yeah.
All right.
That's you, right?
That's you.
Oh, is it?
You're first.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wait, we're talking
No,
about
doesn't it go this way though?
our least favorite. I didn't
Yeah.
mention NewJeans.
Yeah, we're talking about our least because we mentioned the first two,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then now it's the final round, I think, right?
Final round of the least
Yeah.
favorite.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was you.
No, it's all good.
Okay. For me, it's ASAP. I think I like that it had like these chill vibes about it, and it reminded me like a 90s, early 90s video game. But I just feel like it didn't really go anywhere with kind of the content, you know. Mm-hmm. What is it? It kind of like more fluff, not enough stuff, like whatever, kind of deal.
I like that saying.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Super fluffy.
Yeah.
For me, it's got to be NewJeans. It's the opener, but it's very repetitive. Again, I don't hate this album. It's just, I'm trying to listen to it, but if I really listen to it, yeah, I'm gonna nitpick and I'm gonna be like, man, they need to be more innovative. What's going on here? But you know what?
You know what you needed? You needed the dance.
Yeah, it's like
you needed the
yeah.
dance. You needed the fucking over the top lights that give you seizures. You needed all that stuff.
I need all of that, bro. Minus the seizures, but I needed all that. Yeah.
Well, and like to that point, right? And I think the three of us will probably have this similar criticisms, but to that point, a lot of times with these songs, the reason they're so short and the reason why they don't have movement is because they're dance routines, right? And my better half can correct me after listening to this, but I that's the impression I get is like these are, it's like you're taking a dance class, something's like 2.5 minutes long, and you're learning it in, let's just say 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's like elaborate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think
try headbanging for 3 minutes straight, like
right.
Fuck,
I think that's probably why. I think it's tailored to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I see. On to the new list, right? Or
well, I still got mine. Yeah. So
NewJeans, you said, right?
No. No. My least favorite on the album is Super Shy. And the reason why is because I feel the lyrics are very repetitive. It kind of just goes in this circle and then the song just ends.
I mean, it's like perfect video game music,
Right.
It is.
When you're like in the load screen and
Definitely.
you're waiting, just da, 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 and then it goes on to the next part,
Right. Yeah. Cool. I guess with that said, yeah, let's head on. Let's open up the windows. Let's let the light in.
Yeah,
fellas.
Let the sun shine.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So for me, I'm gonna go with Get Up. Get Up is on my other part of the list. I feel like it was really short and it was gonna become something. I almost feel like this was a demo. This is like walking into Joseph Medina's lab and he's got like this little idea that he's turning, and then you come back and it's like 20 songs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You could totally see the potential in this. It just didn't feel like it got developed all the way. But for the purposes of being maybe like something that's playing behind a dance routine, it kind of makes sense. Maybe this is a segue.
Oh yeah.
When everybody's getting in position, if they're gonna do it by the album, they're gonna like let it play through by the EP.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's why I liked it. I thought that was cool. I could see this could have been a cool song, like a cool, maybe almost a ballad or something,
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Mine's going to be Super Shy. I think it's cool driving music, especially if you're playing Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I really did get into it because of the music. It's very nostalgic. I don't know why it gets me into like, now I want to pick up and play video games, man. It's very happy and cheerful, and it didn't make me want to dance, but it crossed my mind briefly. But I think it's a good song.
Cool. Yeah. I disagree.
Oh man,
But that's okay.
no.
My third favorite is ASAP. I like the unusual rhythm, including there's one member in the song, I don't know who it is, but her voice is panning back and forth, and she's just going tick tock tick tock tick, tick tock tick tock tick, tick tock tick tock tick, and they could have easily like not have done something weird like that, but hey, let's get weird.
It's like, what's that song? Trip.
Yeah.
Come on, go. In the background. And the producer was like, let's just do that once. Remember?
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. But it's just like that little stuff, It's like
I love that little stuff. The ad libs, those are
Yeah.
great, dude. I think that's what gives a lot of character to songs,
Well, and I think so often, and you see this more with local groups, right? They think, okay, vocals have to be words, and words have to be phrases and
substantial and this and that.
Yeah, you know.
It's like the sum of all parts sometimes is what makes it great, you know?
Yeah, it seems more rare that people think of vocals as an instrument, right?
Yeah.
It can be noises, or it can be, you know, you can have vocals in a song without it being lyrics. So it's always cool when you see people have that kind of mentality to do that,
right?
Like Adamant, baby.
You know, it's funny, big whatever, you know, segue or whatever, but
yeah.
I feel like you would do that a lot more on the first record, you know, on Victoria Trap, and then you've kind of been a little more reserved as we've gone along. Well,
you know, okay, so I think there's a reason for that, right?
Yeah.
It was, how do I say it? It's sort of like with Celestina, I think that like, and I know this sort of applies to maybe what you were chatting about with us in another episode, but like, I was kind of in an odd spot during those sessions as well.
Yeah.
I guess in the way that like when we were doing those, okay, so with Victoria Trap, right? It was you, it was me, it was Joseph, and it was Dave.
Yeah.
And that whole thing, I mean, granted, it felt like just a mad dash at the end, but also at the same time, there was a lot of like banter between the four of us where we were being very playful with like, let's try this, let's try that, sing it like Chris Cornell would Audio Slave, or, you know, try it like Bowie, or like, you know, let's
Baby Bowie. I remember saying that to you. Be Baby Bowie. Be Baby Bowie.
Yeah. And
Alice Cooper, you know?
Right. And there, yeah, right. Alice Cooper. Yeah.
It was Dave. Yeah.
And there seemed to be a lot of time and a lot of opportunities for like, yeah, let's just do some huhs and hms and oohs and ahs and
crawl, that ooh, you know, that you do at the end, you know?
Right. Yeah. Now with the Celestina sessions and you know, this was, so you and I spent the first day together, and it was really just laying down,
like the bulk of it, right? Like
the lead,
melodies,
the lead tracks, right? And then the rest of it was Chris Thomas and me.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I don't want to talk about him too much, but like,
yeah, your rapport was different, obviously.
The rapport was different. The energy was pretty different. And for me, I think the mode that I was in was just like, let's just make sure we get all this done, you know?
Yeah.
And it was, there wasn't the playfulness.
Yeah, room to experiment. Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, and then especially, I mean, PRE. Well, we could write a book on.
Oh yeah,
on that, right?
Completely different process. Yeah.
But with PRE, I mean, I'll just say, you know, when I was doing vocal sessions, I was doing it with Adam, and Adam, I love him to death, and you know, the dude it was extremely helpful.
Yeah.
But I'll just flat out say, like,
you probably didn't feel
there
right?
was an intimidation factor with that, right? Yeah. There was a factor with that where it was like, I don't know if he's going to understand
where you're coming from,
what I'm doing.
Right.
So it was. Yeah, you know, and I mean, to its credit, it's like I really like how this album came out, and I don't know if it really needed all the literal bells and whistles that I could have thrown in there, but there was that chunk, right? There was that Until the End and Victoria Trap era, where it was a lot of that. It was a lot of like.
Yeah.
Who's and hums and whatever. And you know, one of it was Adam Ant, right? Adam Ant was a huge influence, but then there was also an album by Sleepy Jackson, which was the Luke Steele's predecessor to Empire of the Sun.
Yeah.
And they had this album. It was called something like A Bird and a Spider. I forget what it was called. Like one was a bird and another was a spider or something, right? But it was so drenched in just all these chorus lines, like, and by chorus lines, I literal like doubling and tripling and making all these breathy choruses on everything, and that was also a huge influence on that. And that's what I was listening to around the time that we were making that first album,
right?
But also when I was doing the last
until the end, the last
Drop Dead 60 thing. Yeah,
I remember you sending us some demos before we went to the studio. And on Dusty Sidewalk, you whistled during one of the little breaks.
Oh, right.
And you were like, I just wanted to see if you guys were going to react. And we were like, fuck, if you're cool with it, we're cool with it. Like, we just wanted to have fun with the record, Like, I'm a big John Frusciante fan. So I love all the wall of choruses, in the background.
Yeah.
And the Chili Peppers, and in his own music, he does a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get comfortable with Frantic Romantic as far as being able to do that stuff? So was that one of the first instances where you were trying different things and you wanted to feel it out?
Well, so with the first album, right? I think what was great is like Ruben especially was really encouraging me to do that stuff, right? And so kind of opening that door, then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like these guys get it, and then that's just what it was, right? Mm-hmm. I did feel we reached a point pretty quickly that I felt comfortable, right?
There was like a youthful enthusiasm in that record. There really was, like we were really, really eager to put out a great record. We were happy to be creating with each other because we felt like it was a strong team. That's right. That's, for my take, I don't know.
Sure. No,
Joseph
I agree.
and I were fucking above the moon that you agreed to come on the project.
That's great.
Dave Gary was a fucking phenomenal drummer. So we were like, let's do this, make it happen.
Yeah. With Dave, everything was
a joke with him.
Pretty effortless.
Great. Yeah.
Pretty effortless. Yeah. But for all the folks that are here to listen,
I'm sorry.
No. This is great.
Yeah.
I think it's great to talk about this stuff. But yeah, let's bring it back. Yeah, let's bring it back in. So I think we were talking about how. Okay, so
tick, right.
I had mentioned that the reason I liked ASAP was it had an unusual rhythm. And that there was some singer in that group, I don't know which person it was, but they just would pan their voice back and forth throughout the entire track, and all they'd say is tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick. Yeah. And I thought, okay, that's good for you. Good for you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
how about you?
I'll go into my pick. So for me, and this is going to oppose what you said.
Oh no.
Is NewJeans. I think it was kind of like a fun way to open the record,
Yeah.
I look at some records like, we did Meteora not so long ago, and we talked about that intro. I was just like, does that even count? And I feel like this was a little more significant than that. You know what I mean? It kind of set a pace. I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, I have a 7-year-old. You have a little one too, so I figure that would be something that I could see them running in circles and gyrating their arms to, So I was like, you get a pass,
Like, although mine's listening to Elmo right now. Brush your teeth.
No more Coco Melon?
Happy. No, she's like scared of Coco Melon now.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Blessings to you.
No.
I'm scared of Coco
Blessings
Melon.
to you, man.
You should be, man. If there's ever a little Mike around, do not introduce Coco Melon because it's like crack.
It's like crack.
Oh my God.
Yes.
But like you said, blessings for me.
Blessings to you that you don't have to listen to that no more.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't ever let that inside your house, man.
Armando was scaring us at the show. He's like, Coco Melon.
Was he?
Because it's like his niece and nephew are like in Spain. So they say it in Spanish, Coco Melon.
Hey, shout out to Mondo.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Mondo, yes. All right, let me go with mine. It's gonna be Cool With You. And I picked this on the list because it wasn't on my bad list. So I don't know what else to say about it. There's not much I could add to this song that you guys didn't talk about already. It's just happy-go-lucky song. Yeah, that's all I could say. And I have more to say about my number one because, you know, this could be a hot take with, especially Mr. Kerosene over here. That's why.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm already gaslit.
Mm-hmm. You should be, man.
Yeah. My second favorite song on the album, on the EP, sorry, is ETA. Because I think out of this swath of songs, it's a bit more dynamic. It's on the more dynamic side, I feel. And also, I really like the synth horns. Those are fun.
90s video games, man.
Yeah.
Horns, all over it.
You know, I'm finding with this EP, it's sort of like, what is the, and I hope this doesn't sound offensive to whoever is treating this very seriously, but, you know, it's about the novelty that is featured in the track. Because I'm not going to connect with the lyrics, right? The vocal melodies, yeah, the vocal melodies are there, but the lyrics are not going to grab me.
Right.
So for me, it's like, okay, what does this song feature that the other songs don't? And this one has some tasteful synth horns right in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some Sonic the Hedgehog-esque
Yeah.
horns, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to go with Cool With You because I feel, like you said, this one had more dynamics than a lot of the stuff in general. Kind of moved a little more. I could see your point when it comes to that note, but I don't think it bothered me enough, you know?
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Cool With You is pretty cool.
Yeah.
My numero uno is called Get Up. Now, I know, what was it, 34 seconds? Right?
36.
36 seconds. So I thought it was giving us a taste of what they could really do if they wanted to. And it reminded me like something Aaliyah could do or something that TLC could do.
Oh, wow.
They could put that on as far as the songwriting.
That's a good point.
It reminded me of like the R&B.
Creep, something like that, right?
Yeah. And I thought, oh man, this is pretty cool. And then it was over. And I thought, wow, that's a tease, man. So I think they were testing the waters. And they were kind of showing the audience what they could also do. Because I think it's a standout.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's I was really caught off guard by it, and I had to put in a repeat. And I was like, yeah, dude, this is good.
It's like a highlight reel, right? Of what they could do.
And plus,
All
you know,
right.
I remember little songs. Another little song in particular, Parasite, you know, became something else. So I think, you know, little increments of stuff can blossom,
develop and bloom.
can blossom.
I am really looking forward to playing that song.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
So am I, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you guys could actually listen to it on Spotify or Apple
Deezer,
Music,
Apple
right?
Music,
on
yeah.
our new album.
It is the closing track on the Glorious Cabal version of PRE. You might not know what that means, but you will if you go to Spotify.
Check it
Yeah.
out. Or you can buy it on our website,
That's right.
Yeah.
Right on our
Frantic.
website, too.
franticromanticmusic.com.
So my number one track on this EP, and this is not going to be a hot take at all, really, is the song "New Jeans," because I feel it is probably the most complete sounding song on the album. It has a nice beat, and it's a nice representation of the group's sound. I think I don't know this, but I would assume that it's probably the hit on the album, but it's like at the very least, it's a good lead-in track, gets you right in there, tells you all the info you need to know about New Jeans right away within the first 10 seconds. And then, yeah. So
It's like they're made of glass, right?
it's they're made of glass. Yeah. So that's my favorite.
That's a hot take from me. That was my least.
It's their nookie, man. Come on.
But you know what? It's a nookie.
Does Limp Bizkit have a song called Limp Bizkit?
I don't know. I never
Oh, okay.
listened to them. I was in the minority back in the 2000s.
Oh, I didn't realize you never listened to them.
I wasn't really into them.
Whoa,
A lot of
okay.
people were like, Wes Borland is such a good guitarist.
Bro, they
I'm
were,
like,
I don't know if you were into that scene, but they were huge, man. All of my friends listened to it.
all my friends listened to them.
Yeah.
And they were like, what's wrong with you? And I would just stay quiet. I'd be like, I'm going to go listen to Linkin Park. You know what I mean?
So,
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. With my older brother, he was big into Limp Bizkit, so therefore I was.
Yeah.
And that was the little time. That was a little pocket where I would come home every day and we would watch TRL.
TRL, yeah.
And that little time in TRL that I watched it was, I don't know what album it is, but it's like they had
Significant Other. Yeah.
They had those
Videos that followed each
5
other.
music videos that were all
Yeah.
like all told a story, right? And so that was kind of my.
It's funny. I know all that stuff because I watched
Yeah.
TRL. I wasn't like a big fan, but it was like End Together went into like break stuff, and then Nookie
Right.
went into that, and they all followed each other. They drowned in milk or whatever, you know?
And then the first CD I bought, or rather the first 2 CDs I bought,
Yeah.
one was Californication by Red Hot Chili Peppers, which holds up. And then the other one was the
Mission
Impossible 2
That's right.
soundtrack that had the Limp Bizkit version of the Mission Impossible theme.
Yeah. Take a Look Around, I think was it called, or something like that? I don't remember.
I don't remember. But it was like, now I know why you want to hate me or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was silly. Those were silly times. All right. So now we bring the mood back down. Now we bring the mood back down. We bring it back down to earth here with a very cynical review from the internet. And then we see if we agree with any of it. Right.
I thought you were going to have trouble finding something.
Oh, no, never.
No?
Yeah.
Well, it's K-pop. It's huge, right?
So this is from Album of the Year, and I think I'm going to stick with Album of the Year for a website to check out reviews. This is from someone named Yan Fong. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And they say, for a 6-track EP, it delivered way less than I can even imagine. I'm not saying I hate it, but I expect more than just a short, and in parentheses, when I say short, it's the SoundCloud era type of short, in parentheses, project. Except for a few high notes here and there, the rest either feel directionless or can't be fully bumped. Favorite track, Super Shy and Cool With You. Least favorite tracks, ETA and ASAP.
Secure list. Did you
Yeah,
write
hey,
this?
man, I wrote that.
You wrote that, didn't you?
Oh, man.
Did you pronounce your name
I
right?
wrote it. Yes, he did, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Mystery
amazed.
solved.
Yeah, I'm amazed the other song I picked is on there. Get Up, right? They didn't mention that?
No, they just said favorite track, Super Shy and Cool With You. Yeah.
I forgot to put it in, that's why.
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? I agree with a lot of this, but I'm looking at, it's like I'm hearing this through the filter of someone that's like,
A super fan of
yeah,
genre.
man,
Yeah.
Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here and like
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin's 4 and Radiohead's Hail to the Thief, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Oh.
and what's interesting about it is it shows that there's not just one music industry and there's not just one kind of music that serves everybody in the same way.
Yeah.
Right? There's a whole wide
Pretty universal
spectrum.
when it comes to that, right? Like
Yeah.
the feelings that get attached to that.
Yeah.
The soapboxes that come with that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing the only commonality is, yes, this is an audio recording that's being sent out to the world for people to listen to. But,
That makes a lot of sense because I wasn't trying to be super analytical about this EP in particular. But again, I'm not a fan or I'm not an avid listener of
The genre.
of that genre. So
Right.
Right.
that only makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys have any closing statements? Any lessons that you'd like to teach the audience about K-pop?
I would give it a shot, man, if I was younger. Probably not. I was all into grunge, right? And then some pop. And then Sinead O'Connor, for some reason, I was into. Yeah.
Well, you had the lunch pail.
I had the lunch pail.
Yeah. Where she's ripping up the photo of the Pope.
Of the Pope,
Oh,
yeah.
man. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's perfect for what it is and for the audience that it's selling it to. I can't really be too judgmental about it, so I took it for what it is. Even though I was making little few jokes here and there, I think it does well. I didn't hate it, you know. Actually, I found myself bopping my head to it, so I thought it was super cool for teenagers, I guess, or preteens, or.
I'm not entirely sure, but
I always take that with a grain of salt, though, because I always think, you know, there's a company, there's something behind that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's handlers, so
right.
they're people that are very educated and they know what they're targeting and they know how to market it. I mean, like you said, posters, action figures. I mean, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
The pro wrestling and music.
I think my only philosophical thing that I wanted to make sure I mentioned was, you know, regardless, right? It's like these K-pop groups, and these people that get signed to these groups. First of all, in South Korea, I mean, I'm assuming it's extremely competitive, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of it is centric around how you look and how you
Your abilities
dance,
too, right? Yeah, right.
Right. Now, if we were to take the groups that are hot right now, right? Because K-pop for the last like 5 years has really been blowing up.
Yeah.
BTS and 17 and NewJeans and I'm trying to think of the others. But if you were to take these individuals and look down the line 20 years from now, 30 years from now, right? The big question for me is like, would those audiences treat these folks? Would there be the loyalty there from these audiences to treat these folks the same? Like, would BTS be able to tour being 45-year-old
like
dudes?
a legacy circuit, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just curious about all that, right? Like if because that's the unfortunate thing about age, right? In a lot of instances is sort of like, well, there's going to be a brand difference,
Yeah.
degradation possibly, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious what happens to pop groups when they quote unquote age out.
You know, there's this market, and I think we've talked about this a lot with what we do and the imagery and stuff, is there's a big market that our generation really taps into, and it's nostalgia.
Yeah,
There's
totally.
this big nostalgia thing that it reminds us of a better time. It reminds us of good friendships that we don't have anymore. And we'll pay to see what happened to X dude when he's 50, 45, you know?
I mean, there's been huge tours where like Backstreet Boys and New Kids on the Block have
Boys to Men. Yeah. They'll get residencies in Vegas.
Right.
That's kind of what ends up happening at some point. You shift from being somebody that's like selling these big ass arenas all over the world. And really, you know, after COVID, the playing field changed a lot. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it did. And like a lot of people were trying to make up for money that was lost and making, you know, tickets like an exorbitant amount, you know?
Sure.
And the backlash has been a lot of things have been canceled because of that, because poor ticket sales, right? It's hard to get people out, period, right? We know that struggle.
Yeah.
So I think something like a residency makes sense when, you know, you're a star, but you're not necessarily packing the houses like you used to. You know, it's like you make yourself a destination. People go to you when they're there, you know?
Yeah.
I talk with my wife about this all the time. It's like right now, out of the new talent, who's the megastar that's going to be able to do this in 20 years? Who's going to sustain? I mean, we talked about Harry Styles a while back. My vote's probably that dude, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's only like a handful that I see, honestly, dude. And especially if you listen to like rock stations.
See that it's hurting, right?
I can't. I want to hear a new rock band, dude. I honestly do want to hear somebody that just came out this year. But
It doesn't sound like Led Zeppelin.
And they're
Yeah.
and it's cool. You could put on Pearl Jam, Nirvana. You could put on Green Day, but I've heard that song
so many times. Yeah, I want to hear some new shit. Yeah,
You know,
Cannons is a good candidate. I think.
with rock, that's what's interesting. So for anybody who's listening to this for the K-pop element, I think you can probably turn it off now.
We're gonna soapbox
like
a little
we
bit.
already did.
But let's talk about rock for a second, right?
Yeah.
Because my impression is, and I would love to hear if you guys agree with this. So I saw an interview with, unsurprisingly, David Bowie, and this was back in like 1993, right? And he was talking about how at that time hip hop had moved into where rock
Was at one
used to
time.
be,
Right.
and how the narrative around rock had kind of just like it had run its course, right? And when you really think about that, and you know, I know there's all kinds of rock, and this is really like specific, but like for me, I felt like the last real strong decade for rock was probably the 90s.
Yeah.
Right. And it was because there was the alternative movement, right? And
Alternative to the pop charts, right? Alternative to the Billboard. This is what you need to be listening to, you know?
right. And it was interesting because alternative before the 90s really meant alternative. It was like, hey, if you don't want to listen to fucking hair metal,
hair bands, right?
you know, here's just these weird people doing weird things.
Wearing regular clothes, no
Yeah.
fucking thrills. They're just, you know, no frills or whatever, you know? It's just
Yeah.
good music, you know?
Sonic Youth,
Mudhoney.
Mudhoney.
Yeah.
Like to a certain extent, probably like U2 kind of sort of fit into that a little bit, even though they
They were already from
Shot
the
up.
80s, but yeah.
But then the 90s is this weird time where like all that weird shit became really popular, and then it changed the narrative
Yeah.
of how to write a rock song, right? But then after that, it's sort of like
It went too far in the other direction, I think, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
but then it's like what makes rock interesting and new and fresh now, right? And I would say there's a lot of great sounding songs by great bands, and it's all stuff that's discoverable, and there's an audience for it, and you know, there is music for like people like us, right? That
Yeah.
are trying to find it, but like from a top 40 perspective, right? Where it's like the whole nation, the whole world is looking at this person that has something.
You got to remember the industry chases different trends, and that's really what
Right.
happens. You know, like you shifted, like you were saying, you know, in the 90s, Bowie was saying that it kind of became hip hop, and I think it's even moved away from that now. Like,
Sure.
where they're specifically looking for, like right now, I can't really think of, well, maybe Kendrick Lamar, right, has kind of picked up like a lot of steam with his diss track, but
That's
for
what
a
he's-
little pocket,
Yeah.
there was like a moment where it was like Cardi B and Cardi B adjacent, you know, artists. Like, hey, this is who I want to invest money in. Let's maximize on this. And I'm saying this from the perspective of somebody in the industry that's looking at this like a business.
Sure.
And unfortunately, yeah, it's given a lot of people opportunities to say, you know, hey, you know, let's get, you know, the next Cardi B, the next Megan Thee Stallion, right? But I don't see that having stay power through 20, 30 years.
No.
Like bands that we were, you know, we talk about the Beatles, you know, whether you like them or not, people are still talking about them
Yeah,
today, you know?
sure.
Like
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin. People are still trying to sound like them today, you know? Like, I mean... you
Like
know?
Who's trying to
Yeah,
sound
I
like
don't
Led
care. I don't
Zeppelin?
give a shit, you know, whatever they're called.
Greta
Greta Van
Van
Fleet, Wolf Mother,
Yeah.
all those bands, you know? Yeah.
But and to that point, you know, it's okay. So how much of this is like a science in, like, for example, this is just low hanging fruit, but like, okay, why was grunge popular?
I think there was a lot of people that felt very alienated, right? With like the jocks and the whatever, right? And the popular people and people who were maybe of better means, right? That were partying, and these people felt left out.
Well, and specifically by the early 90s, there was a huge amount of Gen X folks that are now in adulthood and trying to enter the workforce and realizing, where's all the jobs?
Right.
Where's all the money?
Right.
I'm not going to be able to have the things that my parents had, for example. And then so here comes
the voice of their generation, right? Yeah.
this dude in flannel that's angry at the world.
Yeah.
Right. And all of a sudden it taps into something, right?
Yeah.
Like I now we live in a time where we've almost kind of gone backwards with stuff like racism and sexism, right? And it's like, it's no surprise to me that, you know, when people are suffering in a society that's, for example, sexist, here's like this strong female figure, Taylor Swift, that like has complete agency over everything she's doing, and
she empowers the people that follow her. Right.
You know, so
and people cancel people because they go against her, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Like, if we're going back to the 70s, the 70s was the drug revolution and the sex revolution.
Right.
And it's no surprise that, okay, here's this, what you'd call, oh man, I just had the word and I forgot it. Androgynous. Here comes this androgynous dude, David Bowie. Right. Who's very provocative, right? And, image wise, it's like, oh wow, like this guy is just oozing sexuality.
Prince, right? Another example.
Same with Prince.
You know, same shit. I mean, there's a lot of those people that stood out in those eras. They filled the need that was there. You know what I mean?
Right. So then we get back to rock, right? And what does rock say now?
Yeah, what's the need that needs to be filled, right? You know?
Yeah. Like, okay, sorry, here's another example with rock.
Yeah.
Van Halen, 1985.
We talked about this last night. Yeah.
Right? Maybe 85,
83.
83.
No? Yeah.
Whatever that big album was with Jump and all that, right? Where they're just on top of the world. And it's just that 80s, like Reagan era, American confidence and
America
like
fuck
bombastic, you know what I mean? It's
Hogan was doing his thing and
right. It's like, hey, we're fucking winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And here's this guy, David Lee Roth, who's like that.
He was the epitome of that. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we grew up in a different era. So like we discussed yesterday, when I was a kid, that turned me off.
Same.
But when I got older, I was like, that's exactly what needed to be at the time. You know what I mean? That's the figurehead. And he needed to be the guy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that comes with like a lot of retrospect. You know what I mean? That comes with age. That comes with experience, with wisdom.
Yeah.
I could look back on a lot of cringy shit and be like, man, I can't believe I was into that. You know, like the new metal scene. I mean, I like a lot of that shit. I'll still listen to it, but some of the imagery and stuff, it's like, man, I mean, fuck, we saw that whole backlash thing with Marilyn Manson, right?
Oh, right.
It's a good example of that, though. Like you're saying, you know, these things, the world was away for a long time. Look at Hollywood. And then people finally said, fuck that, enough, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, new metal is interesting only because in that specific time, it seemed like the big thing to do was pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
Right.
Until it became like a joke. Like
until
a
it
few
became
years
a
later.
joke.
Like a few years later, yeah.
And I also think the internet changed exactly how people consume content, and then all of a sudden all those rules are just out the window.
Right.
But at that time, it's like Howard Stern was huge, and like Howard Stern's
Jerry Springer, you know?
Yeah, it was all this stuff that was like barely legal for TV or whatever, you know?
The Man Show. Dude, Jimmy Kimmel, we talked about that, how he's we didn't have any say, and it's like executive produced by Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, man.
They made us do it.
He definitely doesn't want that on his
He was one of the theys, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But that's what, I don't know, that's what makes it so interesting is just like, I think it's, people get so wrapped up in genre and like specificity of like how a group is formatted and like what kind of instruments they play and like what kind of songs they write with what kind of that all that stuff is very important.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, totally.
But if you're looking at just the general public that doesn't know anything about any of that, it's like music is just a motif for what's going on in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
We experienced a lot of that, right? When it comes to whatever, right? We'll put a book out on this eventually. But yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Hitting it on the head. It's funny because I think about right now, we're in the era of, and I keep going back to this with nostalgia because look at the tickets that are getting sold for things like When We Were Young and Sick World, which is like a new metal festival.
Well, that brings the question: how healthy is nostalgia, really?
Well,
I mean, is it
probably not too healthy?
No, exactly, right?
Yeah.
It's not, because we're like stunting ourselves to some extent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or we want to revert back, and it's like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna say it though. There's gold in them hills, though, right? To some extent, that's why they're selling fucking these crazy ticket prices for these festivals.
It's good in increments, but it's kind of stunting the creative flow, I think, now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like you just said, you love Nirvana, Green Day, and Pearl Jam, but you don't want to listen to the same songs you've been hearing for 30 years, on the radio.
Yeah. With that, I believe we're out of time.
I think so, man. Yeah.
It was getting real good there, man.
It was. Actually, it was. I'm sorry, K-pop people. We kind of just took over and we just did a dissertation on something. But yeah.
Hey, this is food for thought for everybody.
Yeah.
This has been another episode of Let's Get Critical. It got deep.
I almost called it Hanging with the Friends. That's funny.
You've been hanging with the friends,
right?
Yeah,
it got real deep. I'm crying behind these shades, by the way.
They're censored.
I got nostalgic.
No.
Oh yeah, they are censored.
Censored.
We are Frantic Romantic. We have music, a ton of music, up on our streamers. We also have shows that we're doing. Our next one, I believe, is. Depending on when this episode comes out. We're playing in Tijuana, and then obviously we're going to be playing more shows in LA. So keep an eye on franticromanticmusic.com for all that info. Also, we'll be posting all that info on our socials, Facebook and, whatever, TikTok.
Instawork.
All the stuff.
The Instawork, yeah.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Was it LinkedIn for the professional shorties?
Be on there.
It's been a pleasure, but we'll talk to you soon. And everybody, I hope you take great care of yourselves, and we'll be back soon. Thank you. You may find more information about the band Frantic Romantic by visiting franticromanticmusic.com, as well as our social media platforms. We're always posting information about concerts, new music, and more. So please visit us, reach out to us. Let us know if there's any albums you'd love for us to review. Until next time, this has been Let's Get Critical.